Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something truly mind-bending from an ancient Buddhist text. It's a concept that really makes you question what's physically possible. How can one person's body and voice be seen and heard in an infinite number of ways by an infinite number of people all at the exact same time? Yeah, let's unpack the incredible secrets of the Buddha's form and speech. So let's just start with that central question, that paradox that has fascinated people for centuries. I mean, think about it. How can one single teacher appear to a massive, countless audience, and every single person in that audience sees and hears them in the perfect way for their own unique level of understanding? The answer isn't simple, but wow, it opens a door to a totally different way of looking at reality itself. So the text doesn't just leave us hanging with a question. It gives us a framework for understanding it, something called the three mysteries. Basically, the secrets of an enlightened being's body, speech, and mind. For this explainer, we're going to focus on the first two, and they reveal some really incredible ideas about perception. Okay, first up, the body mystery. This gets right to the heart of it. How can the Buddha's physical form pop up in countless different ways for countless different beings all at once? You know, the text explains this in such a cool way. For someone who needs to see an example of quiet meditation, boom, that's the form that appears. For someone else who desperately needs to hear a specific teaching, they see a teacher speaking. One person might see a body made of brilliant gold, another one of pure crystal. And here's the key. The form isn't fixed. It's a spontaneous, perfect reflection of the observer's own mind, their own needs, their own capacity to understand. To help us wrap our heads around this, the text uses this powerful analogy. The Buddha's body is like a perfect, clean mirror. A mirror doesn't try to reflect anything, right? It just does. It does it perfectly, without any effort or agenda. It has no intention. It simply shows whatever is in front of it. So you can see there's a huge difference here. An ordinary body, like ours, is limited. It's a product of our past actions, our karma. But the Tathagata's body, that's another term for a Buddha, is something else entirely. It's a boundless living expression of enlightenment itself. It's the formless ultimate reality, what's called the Dharmakaya, showing up in a way we can actually see and relate to. Now, to really drive this point home and make it less abstract, the text tells this absolutely wild story. It's about a very powerful being, a bodhisattva named Ying Qi, who basically decides to test the limits of this limitless form. So get this. Ying Qi has these incredible spiritual powers, and he thinks, okay, I'm just going to measure the Buddha. Simple enough, right? He uses his powers to expand his own body to a height of 3.36 million miles. I mean, that is just, it's more than 400 times the diameter of the planet Earth. And yet, when he looks up, the Buddha's form still stretches impossibly far above him. But he's not giving up. He uses his powers to travel straight up. And the text describes this journey as passing through a number of worlds that's as vast as the grains of sand in 10 billion Ganges rivers. It's a number meant to just break your brain. He finally gets to this distant realm and he still can't see the top of the Buddha's head. And it's there that the Buddha of that world explains the whole point to him. An enlightened being's physical form, it isn't a measurable object. It's like space itself, infinite, without any boundaries. Trying to measure it is like trying to find the edge of the sky. It just doesn't work that way. All right, so that was the body mystery. Now let's turn to the second secret, which is just as profound, the speech mystery. This is all about the nature of the Buddha's voice and how those teachings are actually heard. And the sutra gets incredibly specific here. It says the Buddha's voice has 60, that's 60, distinct and perfect qualities. Now, this isn't just some random number. It's pointing to the unbelievable richness and adaptability of enlightened speech. And the way these qualities are described is just amazing. You have these really powerful sounds like a lion's roar or the thunder of the sea, which are meant to just wake people up. But you also have sounds that are soft and gentle and joyful. Each of these 60 qualities isn't just about the tone of voice. It's like a different frequency of teaching perfectly tailored to whoever is listening. And, you guessed it, just like with the body mystery, we get a great story to help illustrate this point. This one is about the disciple Maudgalyanaha, who was famous for having the greatest spiritual powers of all the Buddha's followers. So he gets the same idea as Ying Qi. He thinks, okay, I'm going to find the edge of the Buddha's voice. How far does it actually go? So he takes off, traveling an almost infinite distance across the cosmos, past a number of worlds equal to the sands in 99 Ganges rivers, to a universe just unimaginably far away. When he gets to this world, the sense of scale is just off the charts. The Buddha in that world is 40 miles high. The beings are giants. To them, Maudgaliana looks like a tiny bug on the rim of a dinner bowl. But here's the crazy part. Even there, across that impossible distance, he hears the voice of his own teacher, back on Earth, as clearly and as intimately as if he were standing right next to him. So the lesson here is exactly the same, just for a different sense. The voice of enlightenment isn't a sound wave traveling through the air, getting fainter and fainter. No, it's a boundless expression of wisdom that shows up wherever a mind is ready to hear it. Just like space, which is everywhere all at once. So, we've looked at this infinite body and this boundless voice. What does it all really mean? What are these two mysteries trying to tell us about the nature of enlightenment, and maybe even about the nature of our own reality?
Well, the big takeaway is that the Buddha's body and speech aren't being described as fixed things like a person or a sound. They're actually the dynamic, living, compassionate activity of an awakened mind. It's a constant, responsive flow that appears in the exact form and the exact sound that is needed by each and every being in every single moment.
And this brings us right back to that ultimate metaphor from the text space. The true body of a Buddha, the Dharmakaya, is said to be just like space. It has no form of its own, but it's the very thing that allows all forms to appear within it. It's everywhere, it's limitless, and it's the source from which all these infinite possibilities arise. And this leaves us with a really fascinating and maybe even challenging final thought. The stories tell us that how enlightenment is perceived depends entirely on our own minds. So it raises the question, doesn't it? How much of the world we experience day in and day out isn't some fixed objective thing out there, but is actually a reflection of our own minds, our own needs, and our own limitations? It's a powerful idea to think about.